on this, I'm joined from Victoria by political commentator Michael Geoghegan. Michael, good to have you on.
Thank you.
So we have not even heard the details of the budget, that much we know, yet it does seem like an election is a done deal. Is that a fair assessment in your view?
Oh yeah, I think it is an extremely high probability that we're going to see a spring federal election. All the stars seem to be aligning for an election. The Conservatives are right now riding high in the polls, 40 to 43%. I think they would, quite frankly, be delighted if the Liberals and NDP defeated this budget and caused an election.
And yet the Tories are the ones who are saying that they don't want to have an election. So my question to you is, why would the opposition risk what could be political suicide? If they look at the polls, there's not a lot to gain.
Well, I think there's some jockeying that's going on. I think both the Liberals and the NDP realize that you know, the question is going to be, when an election is held, do the Conservatives get a minority or a majority? The NDP, I think, see a chance to make gains at the expense of the Liberals. I think even within the Liberal Party, there's certain people who say, you know what, if we're not going to be in contention under Michael Ignatieff, then maybe it's time to get a new leader. We can't really start that process until we've gone through another election and given him another kick at the can. So there's a lot of different forces at play here.
Okay, you said something that I want to pick up on in just a second, but back to the NDP for a moment. Does this mean, do you think, that Jack Layton, who in many ways holds the power, will accept the budget, or will try to gain something from it and then see going to... He wins both ways, is I guess what I'm saying. He'll get something out of the budget and then potentially gain some seats if we head to the polls.
Exactly. And I mean, you know, I think it would be extremely difficult for the Conservatives to come up with a budget that the NDP could vote in favor of, not without significantly increasing the deficit or substantially raising taxes. But on the other hand, I think there may be one or two items in there. I think Layton, as you said, puts him in a situation where he can claim victory. Hey, it was because of our influence that we helped out some low-income seniors. But at the same time, the overall package is not what we're advocating, so we're voting against it.
I know I'm skipping way ahead here to late in the spring, possibly early summer, and this is just speculation, but you touched on the leadership issue. If Michael Ignatieff doesn't win more seats for the Liberals or become Prime Minister, if the Prime Minister can't secure a majority, what does it mean for those two men? Well, I think from the Liberal leader Michael Ignatieff, I think this is his last opportunity, and if he does not make any significant gains, I mean, obviously, if he was to pull off some kind of upset and gain enough seats to form a minority government, all would be forgiven, and he would be treated as a hero. I think if they end up with the same number of seats or lose seats, then I think it's a situation where he'll probably return to his life in academia, and you'd see someone like Bob Rae or others within the Liberal caucus, perhaps even Justin Trudeau, vying to be the next leader, to be in contention. But the other thing that's going on here, and a messaging that I know the Conservatives have been driving home, is, look, if we get another minority, it's not a given that we're going to be government, and we could see a coalition government. And so now Canadians are faced with two prospects, like, okay, are you scared to give the Conservatives a majority? Okay, well, weigh that against, are you scared to see a coalition government of Liberals, New Democrats, and Bloc Québécois? I think that's a prospect that's more terrifying to most Canadians. Interesting. Michael Geoghegan, always good to talk to you. I'm sure we'll be talking to you a lot in the days and weeks ahead.
Thank you.